Born on May 5, 1818 in Trier, Kingdom of Prussia, modern-day Germany, Karl Marx is one of the most influential figures of modern history. His family had a privileged background, with his mother Henriette coming from a prosperous Dutch family and his father Heinrich working as a lawyer. He insisted on his son's secular education while taking part in agitation for reforms in the absolute monarchy that was Prussia. Coming from a long paternal line of rabbis, his family formally converted to Christianity before his birth due to political segregation. The third out of 9 children, Marx was privately educated by his father until he entered Trier High School in 1830. There, uncommon for the times, many teachers had liberal views, fact that was later the motive behind the police raid that ended up confiscating political literature and replacing the tutors. Wishing to study philosophy and literature but going for law at his father's insistences, Marx started his journey in academia at University of Bonn at 16. Excused from military duty due to a weak chest, Marx started dabbling in radical political thought amongst other students. His grades deteriorated until his father forced his transfer to the more serious University of Berlin. Becoming enamored with the works of G.W.F. Hegel, Marx started his literary path as an author in 1837, completing a few fiction and non-fiction works, as well as love poems dedicated to his wife, Jenny von Westphalen, whom he knew from childhood and married in 1843. His lifelong relationship with journalism started with his move to Cologne in 1842, where he began writing for the radical newspaper Rheinische Zeitung, expressing his criticism on right-wing European governments, early socialist views, and a sprinkle of economics. Subject to government censors that checked each issue before it was printed, the newspaper was banned at Tsar Nicholas I's request after an article containing a strong critique of the Russian monarchy. Searching for freedom of speech, Marx moved to Paris in 1843 and became the co-editor of a new radical left-wing Parisian paper, the Deutsch-Französische Jahrbucher. It was at the then famous Café de la Régence where Marx met Friedrich Engels, the other member of the legendary duo that authored the Communist Manifesto, a book that would end up shaping the history of the 20th century. The manifesto begins with the famous line, "The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles." Inside, the two theorize that capitalism does not offer humanity the possibility of self-realization but ensures its perpetual stun and alienation. Additionally, it states that it will bring about its own destruction by polarizing and unifying the proletariat, the working class who does almost all the effort and reaps the least benefit from it, as opposed to the bourgeoisie, the owners of the means of production. Finally, it predicts and encourages a revolution that will lead to the emergence of communism, described as a classless, moneyless, and stateless society where only common ownership exists and the free development of each is the condition for the free development of all. The book ends with the slogan, "Workers of the world, unite. You have nothing to lose but your chains." The economic and political theories described there came to form the school of thought labeled as Marxism, which later served as the foundation for Leninism, Stalinism, Maoism, and other interpretations. The culmination of his life's work is Das Kapital, an analysis of capitalism whose second and third volumes were completed and published after his death by Engels, who served as his lifelong friend, using his leftover notes. Due to the disruptive opinions on the status quo of the society at the time, Marx had to move from place to place to avoid government backlash. He lived in Brussels from 1845 to 1848, returned to Cologne for 1 year and then permanently remained in London, until his death at age 64 in 1883. Although coming from a relatively wealthy family, Marx had to endure poverty for the most of his adult life, due to his exclusive commitment to his studies, numerous family and clandestine living.